In her early 20s, Hillary Clinton spent time at the Yale New Haven Hospital researching child abuse. She saw children who had been beaten, burned, and neglected. The experience turned her into a lifelong champion for kids in need. As a child advocate social worker, I too am a champion for children. And I am lucky to work with a team of champions, social workers, case managers, attorneys, and other individuals whose lifelong work is to ensure that all children have a chance at greatness. Child advocacy has made significant strides in the right direction, but our work is far from finished. Every child deserves an advocate who truly cares for them, and they have one in Hillary Clinton. Hillary knows that when you fight for our kids, you're fighting for our futures. That's why I am with her.
My name is Anton Moore, president and founder of Unity in the Community. In 1972, Hillary traveled to Alabama on a mission. She was there to help shed light on segregated academies, private schools that propped up across the state after the Supreme Court ordered public schools to integrate. When these schools applied for federal state exemptions, they claimed that they weren't trying to promote segregation. But Hillary helped prove they were. Hillary visited one of these academies posing as a mother looking to enroll her child. And sure enough, the administrators assured her they were accepted black children. Hillary shared her findings with the Children's Defense Fund. As founder of Unity in the Community, I work hard and think about the families in my community about gun violence. In society today, we must stand up, promote nonviolence, and that's why I'm with Hillary Clinton come November.
After Hillary graduated from law school, she could have gotten a job anywhere, but she chose to work full-time for the Children's Defense Fund. She went door to door in Massachusetts, gathering stories from disabled children who desperately wanted to go to school but were prevented from enrolling by discrimination. Her research contributed to the passage of historic legislation that required states to provide quality education for disabled students. As a disabled person, I became a lawyer to advocate that disability is not a problem to be cured, but a part of our identity and diversity. And that's why today, on the 26th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act, I'm with her.
Until the 1970s, young people who got in trouble in South Carolina were often housed in the same prison cells as adults. It was a dangerous policy that put kids at serious risk for abuse. The Children's Defense Fund dispatched Hillary to these prisons to investigate. As a result of work she contributed to, after 3 years of litigation, the state ended this practice. From the moment a child touches the system, it's important society lifts them up instead of letting them fall behind. That's why I became a juvenile justice lawyer. You don't often make headlines fighting for kids, but her whole career, Hillary has been quietly leading that fight anyway. That's why I'm with her.
As the First Lady of Arkansas, Hillary Clinton chaired the state's Educational Standards Commission. She had put the schools she visited to what she called the Chelsea test. If it wasn't good enough for her daughter, it wasn't good enough for any child in America. She played a major role in shaping the state's education policy and improving standards at schools like the one I went to. When she started Arkansas schools, We were ranked second worst in the nation. By the time she was done, they were among the most improved. Now, as a teacher in those same public schools, I know my students continue to benefit from the work Hillary started all those years ago. And that is why I'm with her.
Hillary began working on adoption and foster care issues as a law student and never stopped. As First Lady, she advocated for landmark legislation to make it easier for families to adopt kids in need, especially older kids who worried they'd never have a permanent home. My 17-year-old son, Heath, was once one of those kids. We adopted Heath 4 years ago, but it feels like he's always been part of our family forever. My 3 other kids swear Heath was on family vacations we took years before he joined our family. I'm not a Democrat, but Hillary cares about kids like Heath and about making families like mine complete. That's why I'm with her.
I'm Jelani Freeman. Long before she ever held elected office, Hillary Clinton fought for kids in every way she could. So of course she continued that fight once she got to the Senate. I spent my childhood in the New York foster care system, moving from home to home with a trash bag as my suitcase. And if you're a kid in a system who never finds a permanent home, when you're 18, you're out on your own. After my high school graduation, my social worker shook my hand and wished me luck. That was it. But Hillary had this ridiculous notion that every child deserves to live up to their God-given potential, so she reserved an internship spot in her Senate office just for former foster youth, and in 2003, I got that spot. I remember our first meeting vividly. She looked me in the eye and said, "Jelani, I'm proud of you." I felt seen and heard for the first time in my life. Throughout the years, Hillary has remained a source of encouragement. She has made me more mindful of my responsibility and purpose. Hillary has taught me that there is a high cost for low expectations of our kids, and that you receive a blessing to become a blessing. She inspired me to become a lawyer and an advocate for children in my community. It's said that love dignifies us. It elevates us to higher plateaus. Hillary's love did that for me. It lifted me to a place I never had the courage to imagine. And that's why I'm with her. Thank you, everyone.